So we're going to set up the Infowise event calendar. And to do that, all we need are 4 fields for our example. Of course, we need the start and end date and time, which we have with our kickoff start and kickoff end. Also, what we're going to use is a category field to filter our calendar entries. And the last thing is a location field. We can also show any of the fielded list data in the hover for that calendar. So we're going to connect up to our projects list by setting up a new page. So what I needed to do is just set up a blank SharePoint wiki page, and that's really easy to do. You can just go to the cog in the upper right and just click add a page. And once I have my page, I can go into edit mode from the ribbon menu. And at this point, I can insert the web part. In that web part menu, you want to select the Infowise category, and then you can select Infowise Event Calendar Plus. This will simply add the web part control to your blank wiki page. And at this point, you can go into the configuration. To do that, you hover over the web part, and in the upper right corner, you'll see a drop-down arrow, and you can click on that and get into the web part configuration. Our data source, of course, is the SharePoint list projects, which we just created. So you can just type a name for your data source. We only have one data source, so we don't need to show a data source color. I'll uncheck that option. And then I just need to select the appropriate list from my site. It's displaying to me lists that have already been created in this specific site. And so our list is projects. Once you make that selection, the page will do a server post back and you'll be presented the fields specific to your list. So in our list, we want the title to be the project title. And for the start, that was kickoff start, and for the end is kickoff end. And our calendar will automatically use those date settings to show our events in the correct location in the calendar. And as far as the location of the event, that was the kickoff location. So that's the main field mapping. It's also nice to use the show additional fields on hover. This way a user can get that detailed information about the event, but only when I hover over the item. Otherwise we would have too much information, our calendar would look too busy. So for our hover information, we want to show the project title, project description, status, and then we'll show the fields that we already were mapping to, which is the start, end, and location. We will allow categories, and this is what gives us the control to filter the calendar information. So we have a category field which we'll use. And we'll show that category selector to let the user change that page if needed. We want to use that default month calendar view. The user will have options to choose other views, and also will allow for the Gantt calendar view option that can be toggled on or off. We'll use the other default options. For the SharePoint settings below, we're going to disable the SharePoint Chrome. We don't want to show that as part of our control. So to turn that off, I just change the Chrome type to none. And then I can hit OK, and it's going to render our calendar control. At this point, you want to go ahead and save your page just to make sure you don't lose any settings. So hit that disk icon in the upper left-hand corner. And we can try this out. So when the user comes to the page, they're going to see a list of those categories. So if I change to marketing, I can see that there are no events tied to that. I have one tied to accounting, etc. So if you have a lot of events, you can see how that would be useful for a calendar that's pretty busy. And then the user can toggle into different calendar views based on these links in the upper right corner. So that's a very quick setup of the Infowise Event Calendar Plus.